for username Keep 'em Crossed. You commented on a Reddit thread in the Ford Maverick truck Reddit thread where a guy posted, tell me what you want. Hello, I work at a Ford dealership. The Maverick is my absolute favorite vehicle to sell. Everyone who purchases one loves it, and I love helping find the right one. The reason I'm posting here is to find ways in which I can provide the highest level of customer service. I've been reading posts on here frequently. I've seen the nightmare stories, and I've seen the great successes. As a salesperson, I'm very critical on all things important to my clients and their families. I do my best to be 100% transparent to each and every client I work with. So the real question is, what do all of you expect when you come to a dealership in search of your perfect vehicle? What things can I as a salesperson do that would make your experience world class? Lastly, what things have you all experienced that turned you away from a dealership? You commented, clarity between packages, 360A versus 360 threw me off, and I ended up not getting at all what I wanted for my 23 hybrid. Transparency about timeline, removing dealership stickers before delivery and pickup when I asked. So some of these things like the stickers, those are things that, I'm assuming you ordered something. If you ordered something, your salesman should have known ahead of time you didn't want those stickers on there. And at the PDI, the pre-delivery inspection, when those things are usually installed, he could have made sure they weren't put on the vehicle. Transparency about timeline. Okay, I'm not making an excuse on here. I don't know what you were told, but over the last few years, the only transparency anybody could give anyone is that there's no transparency. Because everyone is still blaming stuff on. Interpret that how you can. The C19, even today, they're still blaming shortages on the But what I want to do really quick is I want to go over the order guide with you and the packages. And I'll show you how that in the future, when you need to know something, you can get an ordering guide and learn everything you need to know. Now, a salesman, yes, needs to know these things, should know these things. And I'm going to explain why they don't. And it's going to sound like I'm making excuses for them. And I'm not, but I am, but I'm not, but I am. So yeah, a salesperson should know these things. And I've been out of the business for 18, 19 years, and I went back into construction. And there was a point in time when I was in the business years ago, you better have known your facts about the vehicles, and you could walk around them, you could tell everything about them. That's even less important nowadays, it seems like. But the reason that salesmen, a lot of car salesmen now have become glorified telemarketers. The focus of their day is spent on creating appointments for the next day, because appointments are what sells cars, you see. See, if they have an appointment, well, they know that there's a 50% chance that they're going to close that appointment. So product knowledge is so not important because they could have an appointment. A lot of these guys aren't allowed to even go home on time if they don't have 2 appointments for the next day. That's why they're calling you and calling you and calling you. So that being said, not only that, a lot of their management team would rather them be stupid and not know what I'm going to show you here. Some dealerships do want them to still have product knowledge to some extent, but I've been to stores where they don't give 2 flying craps about what the horsepower may be. They don't care about what torque pulling. They don't care. You don't need to know that. You don't need to know any of that. Nobody bought a vehicle because of what it could pull, or I've heard managers say this. That is the retail world. They would prefer their salesmen to be stupid because they want them to find one vehicle for you that's on the lot right now and get you to settle on that one vehicle that you'll buy now. Not today, but you'll buy now. That's why when you get done with the test drive, they always say, Mr. Customer, if I can make all of the terms agreeable, do you like this car well enough to buy and drive it now? Or some variation of that question. They want to find a car that you will buy and drive now. They don't want to muddy the water with facts. So that's why a lot of people don't want to take the time to do this with you. Anyways, let's walk over here to my little handy dandy computer screen and I'll show you the order guide. Okay, so I can go in here to, this is my FMC dealer, and I'm sure other manufacturers have something similar, but I can just go in my here, I go over to sales, I go right down here to ordering guides and price lists. You said something about a 2023, go to Ford ordering guides and price lists. Right here, I look at 2023 Ford ordering guides and price list. It gives me a list. I actually already have it open here, so I'm going to skip ahead. But right here, I probably should have filmed this in landscape mode, but I didn't. But anyways, so in the first part of the ordering guide, it's an Adobe document. It can be emailed to you, be sent to you. But right here, so with the Maverick, the XL, 100, the 100A package means it's an XL. And, I got an email. What do you think of that? And when I get down to the XLT, there it is. 300A means it's an XLT. And if we scroll a little bit farther, and see, and again right here, it just tells me, you know, what is standard, what is optional with, so like here's the Tremor off-road appearance package. That would be package 17C. It's an option with an XLT. Copilot 360, 86B, option in an XLT. Go a little bit farther. Here we go. Now we're in the section for Lariats. And Ford makes this for every, and I'm sure every manufacturer does. They make it for every model, every line. Here we are in Lariats. And what do we know? 500A right there. This is for the 2023. It's pretty similar for 2024. They've changed the body codes around. So now the body code actually determines whether it's a Lariat or an XLT or an XL or a Tremor. And then there's still some different packages with that, 300, 302, etc. You see your wheels, but you know, a salesperson could sit down and talk about all this. Here's a tow package. You want a 4K tow package? Tells you it's an option on an XL, an XLT, and a Lariat. It's not available with a hybrid front-wheel drive or advanced four-wheel drive. It includes, includes this, includes optional equipment, 17-inch wheels, aggressive tires, Tremor package. Nope, here's a star next to it. What does the star mean? Oh, we got to go down here and find out. So this is something a salesperson can sit down with you. But the problem is the reason a retail guy doesn't want to get down into this with you is because you might go, oh, golly gee, I really want a bed divider. I want one with a bed divider. And there's not one available. Well, what has he just done? Shot himself in the foot. And so now he's shot himself in the foot. You want a bed divider. And that means we either have to monetize ourselves and try to sell you something for even cheaper, or we got to go out and find you one, or we lose a sale, or we can't find you one, or the dealership that has one says they don't want to give it up, and then you go buy it from them. So that's why the lack of knowledge. I'm not making excuses. I'm just explaining to you why it is, so you understand. And it's sad that you should end up knowing more than your salesperson. But it's the culture, and unfortunately, there's bosses. And then sadly, at a lot of dealerships, these guys doing this job they're not given the time to go and learn this stuff. And that's the truth of it. Anyways, I'm Scott from FordTruckPro.com. I do fleet and commercial sales. If you have any questions for me, you can email me at scott@FordTruckPro.com or here.